Let's go, pal.
Скитальцев пустоши, приветствует Шкрек, и мы продолжаем проходить Fallout 4. Сейчас я загляну в свой пип-бой и освежу в памяти, что же нам нужно выполнить. Но вот этих два задания связаны с подземкой, поскольку я уже начал играть за институт, то к этим заданиям, наверное, я уже не буду возвращаться. Наверное, в какой-то момент они окажутся в провалинах. Вот и все. А вот два задания, относящиеся к институту. Это в западне нужно поговорить с отцом. Ну и Раздор, поговорить с Ньютоном Оберли. Он находится как раз тут неподалеку. Наверное, это задание сейчас я и проверну. Что тут случилось такое?
I'm as frustrated right now as I've ever been. I just can't believe this.
А что они сделали, интересно?
What's going on?
Dr. Higgs and Dr. Loken have decided to protest your appointment as father's successor. They've taken control of the bioscience security systems and cut off our food supply.
Ух ты, нифига себе оборот событий.
Have they made any demands?
Not yet, but I expect they'll demand that you renounce all ties to the Institute.
Is there a way I can communicate with them?
As a matter of fact, there is. I can unlock the maintenance tunnel that leads to the bioscience observation room. From there, you should be able to communicate with Higgs and Loken. If you can't reason with them, you can use this holotape to access the command functions on the observation room terminal. That should give you some options. Just please, try to talk to them first. Use violence only as a last resort.
Так, отлично.
Here we are. Just give me a moment. There, it's unlocked.
Короче, через эту дверь, что ли? Угу, похоже на то. Сейчас попробуем до них добраться. Ух ты! Так они тут... И эти против, товарищи. И синтов против меня настроили. Так, ну это, конечно, не оружие против них. Надо что-нибудь посерьезнее, возможно, взять. Ой-ой-ой. Ладушки. На раз. Что-то тут хорошее есть. Патроны, конечно, буду забирать. Всякие заряды. Так, аппликатор. Гальванокаутер. Что это такое? Инъектор. Черт, набрать-то ерунды. Сенсор. Ладно, черт с ним, надо идти дальше. Так, стоп. Где там была ядерная батарея? Ух ты, как плохо. Так, а что у меня там еще есть с оружием? Вот что есть у меня. Тоже получше. Так, нужно идти сюда, но я хочу заглянуть, что тут есть интересненького. это старое место, я тут проходил. Мне сюда не нужно. Тут я был, тут я забирал лекарства. Да. Возвращаюсь назад. Мне надо сюда.
Aha! I thought I heard something. Made it past the guards, hmm? Impressive.
Так, что надо
If
с ним?
you've come to change our minds, then you're wasting your time.
Так, сейчас, секундочку, сейчас я с ним поговорю. На всякий случай примем вот эту штучку.
Can we talk about this?
Father chose not to talk to the Directorate before anointing you his successor. So how about I follow his fine example?
Father believes in me. The least you can do is give me a chance.
How could you hope to lead us when you hardly know anything about what we do? I'm sure you mean well, but you must see that it's an impossible task.
Maybe, maybe not. All I'm asking is that you keep an open mind.
I'm sorry, but our minds are made up. Both Dr. Loken and I have resolved to stand our ground.
Can't you at least give me a chance?
A chance? What do you think, Max?
Even the most fastidious researcher must sometimes take a leap of faith. I say let's give it a try.
Very well, then. Open the door, and let's return to the fold.
Since, abort command override and resume normal functions.
О, неужели удалось уговорить? Ни черта себе.
Don't have the key.
Так, требуется ключ. Может, с помощью этого терминала открыть журнал Так, а нет, это, наверное, не то. Нет, это не то. Так, а как мне открыть? А, тут пройти можно. Стоп, а нет, это не туда. Так, поговорить с Ньюмом Оберли. А, наверное, нужно вернуться просто туда-обратно. Понятно. Да, удалось все-таки договориться с ними. Так, он там ждет, наверное. Угу.
Bravo! I admit I was fearing for the worst, but I can see that I underestimated you.
What do you mean you feared the worst?
I just didn't want to see anyone get hurt. There is one further matter to discuss. Obviously, some kind of disciplinary action must be taken here. The question of what form it takes is up to you.
Казнить их. Так, ну что, обойдемся пока без наказания или испытательный срок.
Put them on probation. Limit their access to quarters and non-working areas.
That's more than fair. I'll see to it that everyone's notified. I'll take that holotape back. I also wanted to offer you something as a more personal expression of gratitude. I know that your work often takes you to the surface where supplies are scarce. I gathered these items together for you. I think you'll find them useful.
Так, винт, еще что там. Ну вот, все. Это задание мы разрулили. Так, теперь можно идти к отцу. Так, как тут быстрее к нему добраться?
I can't express how truly humbling it is to stand in your presence.
По-моему, тут. Так, еще наверх. Или еще выше. Так, еще выше попробую подняться. Наверное, с другой стороны.
I suppose I'll never be trusted again.
Yes, Doctor, I'm taking
Да,
all
вот
my
он.
little pills. Interesting. And you've been getting extra rest?
Are there many more of these questions?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. I think that will be all for now.
But I haven't quite finished.
I believe we're done now. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I understand mass fusion was a success, despite interference from the Brotherhood of Steel.
The job is done. That's what matters.
For the moment, yes. The Brotherhood's intervention must be placed in a larger context, however, given their penchant for hoarding technology. Future conflict with them is guaranteed. We are, after all, keepers of the most advanced technology in the Commonwealth, if not beyond. It also cannot go unnoticed that there were concerns within the Institute about your allegiances. I, of course, never doubted your commitment to our cause. But by directly confronting the Brotherhood, I think you've put some others at ease. I'm proud of you, regardless. The Brotherhood is an issue for the future, and we must focus on the present. And look at me, rambling on like the old man I am. I'm wasting time. You're needed elsewhere at once.
Do you need more parts for the reactor? I could have gotten them while I was out.
No, this is a different matter. Hopefully one that does not put anyone at risk. This situation, I'm afraid, is something of your creation, however unintentional.
What do you mean by that? What's happened?
Well, while you were assisting Dr. Fillmore, a second team was sent out to invite someone from the Commonwealth to join the Institute. Apparently, there was some miscommunication, and this individual called for help, which arrived in the form of your Minutemen. My understanding is that no shots have been fired. I would like it to stay that way. I need you to go there and speak to your Minutemen gathered outside. Insist that they stand down at once. Dr. Thompson is on site, and he will be your primary contact. I know you can resolve this situation, but it is of paramount importance that this special individual be brought to the Institute immediately.
Так, ну что ж, теперь с минитменами нужно будет разговаривать.
Why all this effort? What's so special about this person?
Mr. Wallace? Despite a lack of formal training, our surveillance has shown he has incredible intellect. With his help, we may be able to drastically speed up work on the reactor.
Так, добраться до дома. Значит, надо какого-то чудака сюда доставить, но для этого надо поговорить с минитменами. Так, добраться до дома. Институт отправил в Содружество отряд, чтобы завербовать специалиста, который поможет в работе с реактором. Мне нужно проверить, все ли у них в порядке. А у них как раз не все в порядке, и надо его искать. Так, куда мне надо отправляться? Вот сюда, добраться до дома. Ну что, я ж могу телепортироваться прямо в эту точку. Так, Ада, я уже успел соскучиться по тебе. Пойдем посмотрим, что ж там происходит. Так, вот, поговорить со связным минитменов. Так, не знаю, закончилось ли действие моего лекарства, но на всякий случай виноградные ментанты приму еще раз.
What's going on here?
You're an unexpected surprise. We could use the backup. These Institute bastards aren't getting away. They'll have to go through us to get out of there. We don't know quite what we're up against, but it's good you're here to help. How did you hear about this?
Так.
Can you bring me up to speed on the situation?
Commonwealth citizen lives in that there observatory. Institute thugs showed up to haul him off, only he spotted them coming. He managed to fire off a flare gun, got our attention, and we got up here as quick as we could. Now they're trapped inside. So, how do you want to play this? We thought about trying to lure them out here, since it'd be easier to kill them. But then we realized we probably ought to storm the place, to make sure they can't disappear on us. That makes sense, right? So, you want to lead the charge?
No one is going to do anything. Tell your men to stand down.
I don't... Are you kidding me? If we don't do something now, they're gonna take that poor guy wherever it is they go. And we'll have failed. Again. Are you gonna order the attack or not?
This whole thing is just a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding. Can't wait to hear this. Explain to me how this is a misunderstanding.
I know for a fact they won't hurt that man. And if you get in the way, I'm gonna have to take you down.
Whoa, whoa, look! I'm not trying to get everyone here killed, okay? Fine, we won't act. But if they kidnap that guy, it's on your head.
Так, ну все, кажется, разрулил этот вопрос. Трогать они его не будут. Так что пока с минитменами я не поругался. Это хорошо. Ну что, сейчас пойдем узнаем, что там. Так, тут вот эти поганые твари летают. Ой, какой у меня хороший помощник. Так, а идти-то куда надо? Туда вот наверх надо забираться. Эй. Так, а как мне забраться туда наверх? Тут подъемник где-то есть или нет? Вот этого я что-то не понимаю. Сейчас посмотрим. Где-то должен быть подъемник. Также я не перескочу туда. Так, непонятно, непонятно. Или тут где-то... Так, куда я попёрся? Так, непонятно, где эта хибара находится-то. Показывает расстояние. Хорошо, иду. И показывает вверх. А как мне туда забраться? А, это дом, что ли? Блин, точно. Вот я тупанул. Все понял. Ого. Круто.
Oh, thank God you're here. I was starting to worry we might not make it out of this mess.
How exactly did this happen?
I'm not suited for field work. I've said that over and over, and they sent me anyway. There was no indication that Wallace had been in contact with anyone or was aware that we might be watching him. If I'd known, I don't know. Maybe I'd have tried to handle things differently. I know he's potentially important to Phase 3 and all, but I'm not sure it's worth putting ourselves in harm's way.
Why did the Institute send you specifically?
They thought I'd be able to relate to him with my scientific background. I know they've been keeping an eye on him for years. Not sure how they originally found him, but probably don't want to know. But once they realized how smart he was and what an asset he could be for Phase 3, they watched pretty closely. I think they even fed him scientific material from time to time to see how good he was, you know, testing him, to see if he was Institute material. Let's just get Wallace and get out of here.
What does this Wallace guy have to do with Phase 3?
Wallace is, well, brilliant by all accounts. Like nothing we'd seen in the Commonwealth prior. He truly has a gift when it comes to theoretical physics. He'd be an asset to the Institute, specifically in getting the reactor running. With his help, we could accelerate the timetable immensely. There's just, well, there's a slight problem with that. He doesn't want to go with us. I was thinking, maybe you could try and talk to him.
Ну, короче, и тут придется уговаривать опять. Так, хорошо, есть идеи?
Any advice on how to talk to him?
Don't make him angry. Let him know we're not going to hurt him. In fact, his life would improve considerably.
Понятно. Ну, ладушки, где он там наверху находится? Так, стоп. Нет.
Mr. Wallace, I'm here to talk to you.
You're another one of them, aren't you? Are you a robot?
I mean you no harm. No one here does, all right? We're just here to talk.
You're not stealing my organs, or shooting me into space, or whatever it is you do. I won't let you. I've heard all the stories. I know exactly what happens to people when the Institute shows up. Well, it's not happening to me.
Hey, just calm down, okay? I just want to talk to you.
Fine, fine. What do you want from me?
The Institute needs your help, Mr. Wallace. It's as simple as that.
My help? With what?
The Institute has an engineering problem that your scientific expertise could help solve. In exchange for helping us out, you'd be granted access to the most advanced research facility imaginable. Whatever research you wanted to perform, anything, it's possible there. I promise. You'd be safe and secure in a way that's completely impossible anywhere else.
You'd be helping us create a better world.
That sounds good. Okay, fine. I'll go.
I'm looking forward to working for you, future director. Okay. I think we've got this under control now. Thanks. I mean, thanks for the assist.
You're gonna bring him in immediately, right?
Oh, yeah. Don't want him to start second-guessing the decision. I'll see you back in the Institute.
Так, ну все, вопрос решен. Отличненько. Так, теперь что? Теперь посмотрим. Так, запуск. Поговорить с отцом. Ладушки, теперь можно возвращаться в институт.
And you're sure about that?
I observe them every day.
Ah, there you are. I cannot express how pleased I am. Our new guest is familiarizing himself with his surroundings. Yet he's already pointed out several inefficiencies in our methods. With his help, Phase 3 will be ready in no time. And it's all thanks to you.
A lot of work went into this before I even arrived. Just how close are we?
It shouldn't take long at all. The Facilities Division has it well in hand. There is one more part for you to play, and I think you might enjoy it. It is time to announce our presence to the Commonwealth, to request that they do not interfere with our plans. You should be the one to do it.
What kind of announcement are we talking about?
A broadcast. An announcement to the Commonwealth that the Institute is not to be trifled with. As the incoming director, that responsibility naturally falls to you. We've prepared some remarks for you to record. Once you're finished, we'll broadcast them to the entire Commonwealth. Use the microphone here and follow the script. It's quite simple. I'm sure you'll do fine, Father.
Так, речь записать надо. Ну окей. Попробуем.
For years now, you have suspected that the Institute still exists. That we are among you. It is true. But it is not the whole truth. We're here. And we are. The future. Our superior technology represents the future of the Commonwealth. Today, we activate our nuclear reactor, ensuring that we will persevere long after the world above ground ceases to exist, ensuring that mankind has a future. We have no desire to interfere in the unimportant details of your daily lives. We simply insist that you do not interfere with Institute operations. To do so would result in dire consequences. Rest easy. Know that the future is in safe hands, and that mankind will thrive under our guidance.
Well, that was interesting. Now it's time to make sure that everyone hears it. How would you feel about making a little trip to Diamond City?
What do you want with Diamond City?
Nothing with the city itself. This is a bit of a shortcut, actually. The radio station in Diamond City is listened to by many in the Commonwealth. If we'd like the people to hear what we have to say, it's the best way to reach them. Before we preempt their broadcasts, we need to ensure it reaches the maximum range possible. I've been assured that the necessary parts are on site. You'll just need to install them to boost the broadcasting power. Report back when you're done. We should be ready by then.
Так, перенастроить передатчик. Интересно, каким макаром его перенастраивать. Это чтобы трансляцию улучшить. Нужно модифицировать передатчик радиостанции Diamond City, чтобы жители Содружества смогли услышать послание института. Но, как я понимаю, надо отправляться в Diamond City. Так. Прилетели. Так, а где Ада? А, во. Отлично. Ну что, Ада, пойдем. Сейчас отремонтируем эту радиостанцию. Где-то она находится. Так, тут надо, по-моему, обойти. Где-то в этом направлении. Вот она.
Oh, hey. How are you?
Привет, Трэвис.
Travis.
I think the radio sounds better these days. I'm not getting nearly as many complaints.
Лучше, говоришь, звук стал. Сейчас еще лучше станет, да? А, да, сейчас отремонтируем. Так, радиоштука с дисками, радиоштука с кнопками, радиоштука с трубками. 3 штуки. Так, и куда-то надо это все запихать. Так, что куда поставить? Дисками. С трубками.
Maybe this goes here.
Так, что-то нифига не заработало. Поменяем местами. Так, сюда с трубками вставим. кнопками.
Things with
Тоже.
Scarlet didn't really work out, but that's fine.
Так, с трубками сюда вставим. С дисками. О, что-то заработало. С трубками. Так. Значит, надо сюда с трубками попробовать.
Oh, hey.
О,
How are you?
сейчас, наверное, заработает. Ух ты. О, видал, Трэвис? Сейчас еще лучше будет работать.
Hey, Travis.
I haven't forgotten what you've done for me.
Ну ладно, молодец, сиди здесь. Наверное, скоро ты нам понадобишься. Так, а я тут, по-моему, дальше не заходил. Да, тут я не был. Ничего себе. Турели. Ничего себе, какой тут подвальчик. Не маленький. Ух ты.
If you ask me, we're only scratching the surface with the latest synths.
We're quite fortunate to have the synths to aid us.
All this advanced technology, and we still can't cure the common cold.
Ну что, походу сейчас будем запускать устройство.
Enjoy your trip to the big city. It's done then? The transmitter has been modified.
Everything is in place. It's ready to go when we are.
Good. Once the reactor is online, we'll cut into their broadcast. I'll let you do the honors. This, my friends, is the moment we've all worked towards. After all your effort, the time has finally come to start our reactor. No longer will we be forced to compromise to survive. No more will we need worry about outpacing our resources. My father and I couldn't be more proud of what you have helped us accomplish. And we look forward to achieving even greater things in the future. The Institute is now truly mankind's best hope. Thank you. All of you.
Ну что, приступим. Так, надо, наверное, сваливать отсюда.
Hello, Father. I hope your time in the Institute has been enjoyable.
Ну все, пошел. Пошла массовка.
Son.
It's almost hard to believe. After all those years of hard work, here we are. We've arrived. Look what you've made possible.
Now that the reactor works, what's next for the Institute?
We'll get to that. There's more work to be done before the Institute's future is guaranteed. The Directorate has convened a meeting about how to proceed. I'm not going to attend. You should be there as director.
Вот так, теперь я директор. Ладно, пойдем на совещание. Сейчас я только тут взгляну, что тут еще есть интересное. Так, все на совещании чухнули. Так, патроны. Оружие мне уже не интересно. Так, ладно, понятно. Все, иду на совещание. Посмотрим, что дальше. Какая будет глобальная концепция у института выработана. Деактивацию делать. Так, по-моему, нам выше еще.
I couldn't be more pleased with Father's choice for a new director.
We're looking forward to working with you.
Congratulations.
Ну, начнем совещание. Или еще не все пришли?
What kind of work will we be doing exactly?
Well, normally the Directorate reviews and approves research tracks for the various divisions. Today, however, we're here for a different reason.
Right now, we're all here because it's finally time to stand up for ourselves.
Let's not be dramatic, Justin.
There's nothing dramatic about it. We're in a position to push back, to assert ourselves here. That's what we've talked about all along.
To bring you up to speed, obviously there are groups in the Commonwealth that stand in opposition to the Institute's goals. With the reactor now online, we have the ability to not only expand synth production, but to project power to a much greater degree.
Where are you going with this? What's the Institute's goal?
Well, the Directorate has agreed that steps must be taken to ensure our safety in the long run.
Let's not beat around the bush. The Directorate has agreed that the Brotherhood of Steel needs to be eliminated.
As the incoming director, we felt it important to inform you of the decision and get your thoughts on it. So, where do you stand?
Так, значит, предстоит нам разобраться с Братством Стали и Подземкой. Так. Ну что, полумеры, наверное, нас не спасут, как я понимаю.
I agree. We hit them hard, before they have time to react to our new position.
Good. That's just what I wanted to hear.
As director, it's up to you and how we focus our efforts in achieving this goal. We'd like your input on what direction we should take. Do we increase synth production or focus on weapons development?
Так.
I'll tell you what. You make the call. Surprise me.
Okay then. I'll come up with something. Thank you very much for your time, sir. That's all we have for the moment. I believe Father wished to speak with you once our meeting concluded.
At last, we have power adequate to our needs.
Так, отличненько. Ух ты, сколько тут заданий всяких. Ну, а ты что сидишь? Что-то хотел спросить.
We're making real progress, thanks to you.
Dr. Holdren.
I'm glad you're here. I'd like to conduct an experiment, but I need some assistance with it. I believe we can improve the growth rates of our crops by using mutated cells, such as those found in supermutants. To test this theory, I'll need a tissue sample from a particularly strong supermutant. I expect I'll eventually need several such samples, but let's just start with one.
Нифига себе, директору задание даешь образцы добывать. Как-то непонятно. Так, давайте сами разбирайтесь.
Do it yourself.
We're not fighters. We're scientists. We'd be no match for one of those creatures. I know it's a lot to ask, but please at least consider it. You might well be the only one here who can do this job.
Так, ладно, черт с тобой, достану эти образец этот.
You need a tissue sample from a strong supermutant. Got it.
That's right. Now remember, only a particularly hardy supermutant will fit the bill for this experiment. I don't need it right away, But if you do come across such a specimen, I'd be grateful if you could bring back a sample.
Так, гипотеза. Хорошо, что мы имеем на данный момент сейчас? Посмотрим. Так, у последней черты поговорить с отцом необходимо. И гипотеза. Взять образец ткани. Но это не основное задание, это по ходу дела сделаем. Так, теперь мне надо с отцом поговорить. А он, по-моему, на другой стороне. Так, вроде тут его можно найти. Вот в этом институте я вечно путаюсь, не знаю, где, с какой стороны кто находится. Нет, похоже, не угадал я. Или угадал. Вот он тут где-то, ага.
Ah, there you are. You've met with the Directorate. I assume they made their intentions known? It was difficult for them to reach the decision to engage in open hostility. What about you? You agree with their decision?
It's the only way we can ensure the Institute's safety. That makes it the right thing to do.
I'm glad you agree. None what comes next will be easy. That conviction may help keep us all going.
You know, Father, it's no secret that you worked with the Railroad in order to first reach the Institute.
The depth of your involvement with them has been called into question repeatedly. I'm sure you can guess by whom. The question is, where do you stand with them now? Do you count them amongst your allies?
Да, вопрос, конечно, ниже пояса.
Does it matter? What are you getting at?
I think it's obvious. For the Institute's position in the Commonwealth to be secure, the Railroad must be eliminated. Completely. As our primary above-ground operative and someone who has had previous contact with the Railroad, you are in the best position to carry this out. So what I'm getting at, simply, is this. Are you willing to destroy them?
Да, придется, наверное, с подземкой разобраться. Другого пути нет. Хотя сейчас узнаем.
There has to be another solution here. Something less violent.
I'm afraid the time for hesitation has passed. We must act decisively, and we must act now. Will you do it?
Ну, понятно. Тут, короче, подводят все к решительным действиям. Так что нечего тут сопротивляться и болтыхаться. Раз решили разобраться со всеми разом, значит, будем разбираться.
I can take care of them.
Good. Good. I don't enjoy asking you to put yourself in harm's way, but this is so important.
Бить Дездемоном. Да,
A
хотя...
clean and healthy work environment is essential to maximum productivity.
Хотя это немножко, конечно, может быть, не очень этично, но тут ничего не поделаешь. Война всегда одна. Так, ну что, посмотрим. Так, убить Дездемону. Ладно, отправляюсь в подземку.
Desdemona has an op for you.
Так, похоже, придется разобраться с вами со всеми, ребята, тут. Время пришло.
I traded some lead with the courser outside Dayton. Watch your six out there.
Извините, ребята, но у меня выбора нет.
Sam.
Так, ну вот. Слава богу, началось. Так, а я не понял, что-то... Разнесем всех. Так, похоже, с подземкой покончено. Все. Всех порешили. Да. Так, заодно гипотезу проверить. Взять образец ткани. А где его можно взять? Сейчас посмотрим. Так, где метка у нас стоит? А, вот куда надо отправляться. Ну, давайте заскочим туда. Так, какое-то надо было поселение защитить. Это не столь важно. Так. Тут какие-то супермутанты. Пострелять из чего-нибудь такого. Ничего себе, крепкие гады. Ладно. Сейчас вот этого гаденыша. Разодрали в клочья. Вот он, образец. Ну все, теперь можно возвращаться в институт. С подземкой разобрались быстро, оказалось гораздо проще, чем я думал. Вот, так что вот так вот. Так, прилетели. Так, сейчас опять буду я ходить по этажам. Нет.
And so, the work is done. I am sorry. I know it was likely difficult for you.
Да, немножко, конечно, было не по себе.
It was tough. Yeah.
I assure you that there was no other way. Their fanaticism wouldn't have allowed it. There is obviously one final threat the Institute faces.
Whatever it is, we can handle it.
I believe so. But in this case, what matters most is how we handle it. The Brotherhood of Steel covets technology, and has made it clear that we cannot peacefully coexist. They will eventually come for us, and attempt to take what we've spent so long creating. We need to destroy them, before they can destroy us.
You're right. We take the fight to them.
I'm glad you agree. But the problem with the Brotherhood of Steel goes beyond the edges of the Commonwealth. It's not enough to destroy them here.
There are more of them out there in the world, Father. And they too will come for us.
You have something in mind if that happens.
I'd like to prevent it from happening in the first place. We will show them that if they interfere with us, the very technology they value so highly will be turned against them. We will teach them that we can appear at a moment's notice, wherever we please, and they cannot ever stop us. They will know better than to ever interfere with us again.
So we're just going to attack them?
There's a plan that's a little more involved than that. Dr. Lee should be expecting you in her lab. She can fill you in on the details. Time is of the essence.
Так, понятно. Значит, с братством стали будет разбираться сложнее, но в моральном плане проще. Хорошо. Сейчас я что хотел еще сделать? Мне надо образец ткани отдать. Да, сейчас я отнесу образец ткани, а потом уже поговорим насчет братства стали.
Hard to stand out when you're surrounded by geniuses.
Так, где он тут прячется? Привет, биолог.
We're making real progress, thanks to you.
I've got that sample you wanted.
I'll take that from you. Yes, this will do nicely. I hope those super mutants didn't give you too much trouble.
What? No reward for my efforts?
I suppose that's a fair request. I was going to take these over to the SRB, but here, you take them. You face at least as much danger as any of our coursers. It might be necessary to gather more samples. So check back with me later if you can. Again, thanks for your help. I couldn't do this without you.
Директору 4 стимулятора. О, новый уровень. Сейчас посмотрим, что нам прокачать. Что-то я хотел такое, не помню. И сейчас, наверное, быстро не вспомню. Ладно, давайте, наверное, прокачаем командос. Автоматическое оружие наносит на 100% больше урона, делает повышенный шанс ошеломить врага. Вот это будет круто. А все остальное потом. Итак, у нас остается в заданиях кораблекрушение. Хотел сказать кораблекрушение. Все, сейчас пойдем разбираться с братством стали.